Okay guys, welcome to this new and exciting episode. I'm excited as well as you are, right? So as you can see right here on my chart, I've got a V25 index chart, right? And I don't want to lie, this strategy has actually elevated my trading, I don't know, my trading results from this point up to this point, and it's like one of the most greatest things that I've ever achieved right now. So right now I'm actually going to analyze this V25 index and tell you what I think. I also entered, you can actually see that. So let me mark out my swing points as usual, right? This is what we do on our directional time frame. Remember, we use the DSE model, which is the direction, structure, and entry model. Our H4 being our directional structure, right? Then our H4 being the directional bias time frame, then the H1 being the structure time frame, and the M15 being the entry time frame. So as you can actually see right now, I'm adding those swing points as I stated earlier, right? I have to mark out all these swing points so that I can get a future reference of where price might actually pull up in the future, right? So these are my swing points here. These are my swing points, and the last swing point is right here. So as you can actually see that the market was actually in a downtrend. You can actually see that this was a formation. Then we had our drop to here, which from this swing high to this swing low, then swing high, swing low, swing high, and I'm anticipating price to create something like a swing low or just this point, but as a matter of fact, prices to actually come at this point here. So hence why you see I put my TP at this point. You can actually see that this setup has got something like, okay, I risked $15. I always use small lots, guys. I want to grow in this industry. I don't want to blow my account that easy to make something around $80. So our risk reward ratio is actually great, right? It is around 1:4, and I don't know. So right now, okay, you can actually see that I've drawn my swing points on the H4 time frame, and we are on a downtrend. So I draw my trend line from this point here, right? So this trend line is actually touched this point here, and this was the third touch, hence I entered this setup, right? I also explain other entry triggers that I use. So to make sure that I did the right thing, I'm actually going to add indicators as usual. You know, I add this shift supply and demand indicator here. So this was a verified resistance, and it's one of the best things that is actually happening to the market, and the market is likely to come back to this support here. So the other indicator that I'm actually going to add is the LR channel here. I want to see if my channel is actually great. So as you can actually see that this red line here is demarcating the upper part of the channel. So as you can actually see right here, price also tested the upper part of the channel, and this is the bottom part of the channel, the middle part of the channel. And with this one, I'm all set to go, right? And let me go to my H1 and show you something important. So before I move to my H1, I know that I have to wait for an M or a reversal pattern, right? To to make sure that I make my entries, right? So as you can actually see that on the H1 time frame, I had two M's here. You can actually see that the first M here, if you are a BTM trader, you definitely understand this. So I had this M here. Let me use a rectangle. I've got this M here, right? And this M here. So I had two possible entries, and I ended right at this M here, and this was my drawdown here up to here. I don't want to lie. So that was my entry trigger. I saw those M's and I was like, okay, let me enter. So before I do anything else, I want to add some indicators that can actually help you. Which are those indicators that detect like reversal patterns, like reversal candlesticks, right? So the first indicator is the pin bar detector here. So this one actually detects all the pin bars on the chart. So considering that I'm at this point here, I have to forget about those bullish pin bars because I'm actually anticipating for a sell. So I look for those bearish pin bars, such as this one that is shown at this point. But this was not clear considering that it was our first M, and I was anticipating price on the second M here, but I ended on the first M. I don't know why, but it is what it is. So you can actually see that price is actually showing me a bearish pin bar here on the second leg of the M. That was another entry trigger, considering that I also had this trend line touch as well as the linear channel, right? And another thing that I have to show you that is important, you know, when we use those LR channel indicators, if you shift to another channel, they will definitely change, right? So you can actually see that there was also a channel that was created when price actually created this pullback, and we had this entry trigger here of this Aura channel here and this one here. And you can actually see that these indicators, guys, are good. They are only price action indicators. They don't tell you what to do. You just add them to add additional confirmation. Then there was this pattern recognition indicator here. So with this pattern recognition indicator, you can actually see that there was shooting stars here, and there are so many patterns that were actually occurring on the charts. You can actually use this part of the screen to use as your key. I have actually added this indicator so that you can get additional confirmation. This pattern recognition, I don't actually use it in most cases. The pin bar detector is what I use in most cases in the air, you know. So this is all about, you know, this kind of a setup, guys. You first mark out your swing points, then you add your indicators or manually plot those trend lines and stuff on the chart. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button, comment, like, and share. Tell me what you think in the comment section.